Okay, so what does living into this dream look like? So if we say that we want to dream, our dream is that we have a relationship that is so compelling and magnetic that we always want to be together and we're continually drawn deeper into the relationship.
Mm-hmm.
What does that look like? How do we do that?
Well, first of all, I would say that dreaming the dream, doing all these steps, is not just so we can check the box and say, yeah, we did the exercise.
Right.
We actually want to achieve this dream.
Right.
And I've discovered fairly recently that I really like achieving dreams. I really like achieving goals and stuff. So it makes me want to work on that and work toward that. So I think that part of it is that you can't expect to go from where we are instantly all the way over here to this extraordinary relationship. We are working toward that, but it takes step by step by step. And like I talked about before, it's about the choices that we make and the decisions that we make every single day that draw us toward one another, instead of apart.
Yeah.
We make choices to do an activity together or go somewhere together instead of, well, you go ahead,
Yeah.
I mean, even something as simple as, we need something from Home Depot.
Let's go together.
Let's go together. Just because it's fun. And
Well, that's because you like Home Depot.
that's true. But I also just like going somewhere with you.
Yeah.
And, for the last several months, there hasn't been a lot of going anywhere.
Right.
So when
So
that's...
now anywhere we go is
yeah, it's
like-
like, hey, can I go? Can I go too?
Road trip?
I want to leave
Road
the
trip?
house.
Yeah, it's 2 minutes down the road.
Right.
It's a road trip.
Yes. But it's just fun. It's just finding, I think, even that, though, is a choice that we make to find a simple thing like that joyful
Right.
and fun.
Yeah.
It's
and that
not...
doesn't mean that
Right.
you're going to the store, I'm
Yeah.
middle of work,
Yeah, I go to the grocery
it's
store a lot of times without you.
Right.
But,
It's not that, but if
But
part
I
of
love
our
it
dream-
when you go with
Right.
me.
Right? Yeah.
And
I like going.
I say something about it usually. It's so much easier when you're there with me
Yeah.
sometimes, like
Well,
just carrying things.
And I think too
You're my
that
carrier.
this isn't like, we've got to do everything
Yeah.
together. But the relationship, that dream, is that the relationship's compelling. We love to be together, and we love to do things together.
Yeah. Like
That's-
I can't. You hear about some people, some couples that like go on separate vacations.
Yeah.
Like I can't even imagine
either.
that. That doesn't interest me in the least.
Yeah. That's not a relationship.
No, and it's like, I mean, I like to be alone. I like to have alone time. I am not with you 24/7, but I'm with you, like, honestly.
Now?
Yeah, now that we work from home, we work together. We're not going anywhere. We pretty much
We
are
are
together,
connected at the hip.
probably like 24/7, you know?
Yeah, and it's just like when I get up and go downstairs and do my morning routine,
Yeah,
and
that's
you stay upstairs.
about the
that's
only
about
time
the
we're
only
not.
together.
Yeah, although we do office
Yeah.
separate.
Okay, so practically speaking, let's talk for a couple minutes about living into our dream. What are some things that you would like to see us begin to put in place, or begin to do, or begin to focus on, that maybe we're not doing right now, but that would help us move toward that dream?
First thing that pops into my head is dates.
Yeah, it was mine too.
Yeah, because we talk about it and we occasionally do it, but not with any consistency or regularity. So, and even, you know, in the midst of quarantine and stay-at-home rules or whatever, we've had a picnic in our backyard.
Yeah. And it was
As a
great
date. It was a lot of fun. So there are things like that we can continue to do. And there's still places that we can go. I mean, even if it's just to a park or to,
Yeah.
you know, somewhere. I really like that idea of being more intentional in that area. Because
What do you
to
think-
me, a date, when I say go on a date, you know, that involves talking to each other. That involves
So does this count?
being, no,
Oh, okay.
being, you know, intentional about kind of a deeper level of conversation maybe. Or that's just kind of another area where I think that we could be a little bit more intentional. We have a lot of great conversations, but just to really work on that know and be known aspect of relationship, I think would be good for us too.
And I think, why do you think the dating thing is so hard?
Because it takes thought, it takes work, and if you're like, we're very budget conscious right now, so if it costs money, then it's kind of out right now. So it takes even more thought and more creativity to come up with things that don't cost money or don't cost very much money, you know,
Yeah, but
that
see,
kind of
I
thing.
think that that's the fallacy,
What?
the whole money thing. And I was thinking about this the other day, that it's almost like the power of broke and business. You're better off to be broke going into business than you are necessarily to have this pile of cash. Now, I'd like the pile of cash. But when you think about it from there's more creativity that happens.
Yeah.
There's
Motivation, all those
yeah.
things, yeah.
And I thought the money dates tend to not be as significant.
Yeah, or memorable. Lots of
They're
times.
dinner and a movie.
It depends.
Most money dates are the ease of the date. It's like, you want to go out to dinner,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
It-
Not all money dates are like that. I mean, it depends on your level of money
level
dates.
of money,
Yeah.
right? Okay, let's go to,
I mean, you could,
Bora
you know,
Bora.
yeah, you
Yeah.
could like, you know,
Yeah, that's not a date, that's
charter-
a vacation.
charter a jet and go to dinner in some other
Yeah, right.
state, you know.
Yeah, I just need to get a job with America West.
There you go. No.
They don't exist anymore. But think about the non-money dates. Non-money dates are more interactive.
Yeah, typically.
It's the picnic in the backyard that
Uh-huh.
is like, that was so stinking simple.
Yeah,
They don't have to be hard.
right.
They're not, I mean, it's like, hey, let's go grab a basketball. Let's go over to the park. Let's take a blanket. Let's shoot some hoops and talk and sit in the grass. Take some iced tea, whatever. That it doesn't have to be complicated, but
Right.
we don't do it.
Yeah.
And I think it's because we're so busy we don't take the time to think about doing something.
Yeah.
There are so many creative dates, so many things that people could do.
Yeah.
But I think the challenge is, again, it comes back to thought and intention,
Right.
and somebody in the relationship saying, let's.
Right.
Like, well, it's your turn to plan. It's like, why does it have to be a turn? Why isn't it just so natural and normal that,
Yeah.
yeah, you want to go over to the park? You want to go for a walk? Grab a blanket and a bottle of wine. Let's go sit out in the backyard. Bring a book and a pillow. Let's lay and look at the clouds and see what we can create out
Yeah.
of them. Could go for a drive. You go for a hike. None of those cost money.
Right.
Not one of those things right there costs any money.
Yeah. Except for gas.
Yeah, okay, we can drive,
Nearby.
nearby.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about even going, and I think that that's part of the challenge. We don't know. We've made dating,
We or we?
society
Yeah. Okay.
has made dating money oriented
Uh-huh.
and event oriented,
Yeah.
and it's like, But when you think about dates we've had, what's your favorite date? I'm not talking vacation. I'm talking date.
You know the one that comes to my mind in
It's probably the same one that came to my mind.
Eminem's Country Kitchen.
Eminem's Country Kitchen.
Yeah,
We're talking about our dream is to create experiences.
yeah.
It was an incredibly memorable experience.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy and I put thought into that. I mean, it was creative.
Mm-hmm. And that's
It
one
didn't
of,
really cost us much.
and that is one of the main things that speaks love to me, is when you put thought and creativity and effort into something. It doesn't have to cost money. It's not about buying me expensive gifts or buying me gifts at all. It's about knowing that you were thinking about me and your desire to spend time with me, so that you did something about that. You
Yeah.
know, you're thinking, you're creative, you're wanting to do something that you know I would like. And that speaks volumes of love to me.